Okay. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Madame Myers. Je suis prof de français. Hi, I'm Miss Myers. I'm the French teacher and Holocaust and Genocide teacher here at Sterling High School.
What do you do for fun?
I like to bike ride, and I do a lot of hiking and traveling. Ready?
Who do you trust and depend on?
I have my children and my dear friends and my partner.
If you could go back to any age, which age would it be and why?
That's a tough one. I was thinking about that. Maybe college and in my early 20s. It'd be great if you could go back and know what you know now to make different decisions or look at things differently or be more mindful when you make your decisions.
Okay. What are your concerns for the future?
My biggest concern for the future is for your generation, my children, my children's generation. I'm very worried about the state of the world. I'm very worried that sometimes I see our students that are so involved with their social media and they're not connecting with each other. And I think at the end of the day, technology is a wonderful tool, but if we're not there for each other, if we're not taking care of each other, not paying attention to each other's needs, I think that's going to have dire consequences, and that really scares me.
What's your typical day like now, and how is it different from your daily routines in the past?
Oh my gosh, it is so much more busy than I've ever been in my whole entire life. So in addition to working here, I spend a tremendous amount of time on lesson plans and reading and planning. I'm very, very active in volunteer activities. In addition to the World Culture Club, which I'm the volunteer advisor for, I do a lot of work for the Jewish Community Relations Council, which means I do a lot of work on a steering committee for Holocaust education, and also I do a lot of interfaith work, which takes a lot of my time. I also have a young adult, my son's a young adult, the youngest one, who has special needs, so I'm also very much involved in his life, and also an activist for people with special needs.
Okay.
So I am way busier than I have ever been in my whole entire life.
Yeah. Is the present better or worse than when you were younger?
The present?
Present, yes. Is the present better or worse than when you were younger?
Okay, let's stop for a minute. My present or just the world?
Yeah, present.
My present?
Yeah.
Oh, my present's much better. My present's really good. I have a really wonderful life, a rich life, a robust life, richness in friends and family and the things I do. The fact that I was in business for a long time and I came into teaching is probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, short of having my children. So no, my life is very, very good now. I'm just busy but happy.
How have your dreams and goals changed through your life?
You know, I talked about making decisions, and even though I was a French major in college, I ended up just going into business, making some decisions, which led me to the business world for a very, very, very long time. So I'm really happy that 14 years ago, I finally decided to come back here, decided to teach. So I feel like I always say to the kids, my life is like this. It's like a big zigzag, but I'm exactly where I want to be and exactly where I need to be. So I'm very, very happy with where I am right now in my life, on a whole lot of levels.
What things are more important to you now and why?
Oh, my family and friends. I mean, I think my family and friends have always been important to me, even when I was younger. But, you know, what else is there? The people in your life, like material things, you know, they can go away. But those relationships, that's what's most important to me. And in my community, I also have relationships with people in my networks where I do my volunteer work. Like all of those people, that's the most important thing to me.
Do you have any hobbies or special interests? Do you enjoy any particular sports?
Yeah, and I mentioned that before. Obviously, traveling is a huge passion of mine.
Yeah.
I love to travel. I will travel anywhere, anytime, anyway. And lately, I have been doing a lot of biking. You know, more biking than I ever thought I would be able to do, and hiking, which has been really fun.
how should a person prepare for old age? Is there anything you wish you've done differently?
Oh, the biggest thing, and I will give any young person listening, is to save money, okay? Work with a financial planner, don't spend everything that you have, get a plan together, and really save your resources, especially since we were living longer. Right now, your generation is the first generation to start to slide a little bit for a whole lot of reasons. But, we live longer than we have for a long time. So really, the best preparation is to save your money and also to be active and healthy, like really pay attention to your health and take care of yourself.
Makes sense. Let's see. How do you feel about growing old, and what's the hardest thing about growing older?
I guess it's like anything else, it's the way you look at it. I lost my parents who had me when they were very young, and they died at a very young age, which is not fair and it's very upsetting. So instead of focusing on, how do you feel about getting older, I think you've got to be grateful for every day that you're here. Whether, you live to be 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. It's kind of a gift, and just to make the best of it. It's a blessing to me.
Yeah.
It's a blessing every day.
What do you look forward to now?
Obviously spending time with my children and grandchildren, and travel wherever and whenever I can.
What's your happiest and proudest moment in your life? Like what?
Now, obviously, I have 3 children, so that was without a doubt the happiest and proudest moments of my life, is having my kids.
What have you liked best about your life so far?
I guess there's 2 parts to that. One is personal and one is professional. So obviously the best part is having my children, like having my family. That's the best part personally. Professionally is being so fortunate that I could make the transition from business. Make the transition from business to teaching. I'm just so grateful for that, even though it's not always easy. In fact, you're both in class. Not always easy, but that I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful that I was able to make this transition, because really my life has been so enriched since I became a teacher in ways that are so much more than I was just selling things in business.
Okay.
Did I answer that question?
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You put
What do you feel has been the most important success in your life?
Obviously being a mother personally, professionally, transitioning here, coming here, teaching. I was like the youngest in my class in college. I was the oldest in my class when I got my master's degree. Okay. For me, it's just, there's been so much growth and learning since I came here, and I'm really happy and proud about that.
What about the frustrations?
My biggest frustration here is it makes me, especially having a special needs son, I'm talking about here in teaching as a teacher. I have a special needs son who has intellectual disabilities, and I'm so sad and frustrated when I see students with natural gifts and intelligence. They don't have to be the best, most intelligent, but just good, strong intelligence, not making the best of the gifts that they have. That upsets me, because I know also how hard it is in the world. Okay, it doesn't mean because you don't do great in high school you're not going to do well, but it's so tough and competitive out there. I worry, because I want to see, because the way I always was is like, whatever I do, I give it my best, and that's all I expect. And that makes me sad when I see, frankly, too many kids not giving it their best, and I think that's squandering like such a precious opportunity. And I'm a nerd, and that I love to learn. So I can't understand when people don't want to learn and don't want to grow. Like for me, this is like what I do. Like you asked me what I do. I travel in the summers. I studied in Israel. I went to Holocaust museums. I've gone on study tours of China. I've gone on study tours of the Holocaust. Sites of the Holocaust. I'll do anything to keep learning and growing. And I can't understand that other people don't want to do that either. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. Are there times in your life that you remember more vividly than others?
Yeah, of course. I don't remember a lot of stuff from my childhood. So when my mother was alive, I'd say I'd ask her about something she would remember more than me. I don't know if you're talking about specific episodes or things.
Anything you remember,
I had a very good childhood. I had a great, my parents were very loving and caring and supportive. So it was a very, very nice childhood that way. They've always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do. Valued education. So.
Okay. I know you travel a lot, but what have been the most influential experiences in your life?
In forms of traveling, and it has been traveling. It absolutely has been traveling. Just seeing the world, but for me especially, when I went to the sites of the Holocaust and learned more about the Holocaust and experienced that firsthand, that was very powerful. Going to China, learning about what happened in China during World War II was very powerful. And on a personal note, going to Israel has been very, very powerful for me. I've been there quite a few times, and it's a country that I love. And I've learned so much and connected with so many wonderful people over there. And that has really, visiting Israel I think has been probably the most pivotal part of my life, that and Holocaust education.
Okay. Let's say you're writing a story of your life. How would you divide the chapters? Like titles?
It's so funny that you say that because I remember when I graduated college and I moved to Brigantine to be with my boyfriend who became my husband. I remember riding over the bridge, and I remember having a visualization of, literally I saw a book in my head, and I saw the chapter turning. I really did. Yeah. Look, for me it was probably my childhood growing up. I think going to college and studying in France was a huge, I studied in actually Georgetown University for a summer. I was in Canada for summer, and I was a whole year in France. I think that part was in that college and that study abroad was a big chapter. My young adult life before I had my children, and then my life with my children in the business world too. And then this chapter, 2004, when I came here, was like a huge, as far as I'm concerned, important chapter in my life.
What, if anything, would you have done differently in your life?
Now we're getting personal. Okay, I'm not going to get too personal, but I'll get personal, okay? I think that there's some personal choices I could have made in my life that I would have made a more mindful decision in my life. So I'm saying to you, when you make decisions about not necessarily where you're going to live or who you're going to spend your life with, just you should do it with your head and your heart. Don't just rely on your heart. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Last question. How would you define a good life or a successful life?
Ooh.
Being two different things or the same thing?
Two different things. A good life and a successful life.
I kind of put them together, and to me, like what success or good quality, like to me, they are. Like to me, some people may think success being just make a ton of money and then you're successful. And look, I think it's important for us all to have a roof over our head and have food in our belly and have clothes, of course. But for me, a good, successful life, and I'm going to put it together, is the quality and the richness, I guess the quality of your life. When you've got good family, good friends, colleagues that you care about, a good job, and then you feel like you're making a difference in the world.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you going to do a lot of editing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you going to show it to you before you show the class?
I will, yeah, I'll show it to you.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I answer your questions okay?
Yes, you did.
Perfect.